Ooh, one of these.
Take those.
Be careful, because those things are fucking deadly.
Okay. I've got one, I think. Yeah, I got one. Do I need like multiple things? Oh.
Do you hit?
So hit G on it, and you'll throw it.
Okay.
Well, don't do it.
I don't know what do I do now. Shift C?
Yeah, look at my name tag too. This is the best part. Ready?
Yeah, I know it shows like a radio icon, doesn't it?
I don't know. Watch.
In support.
Yeah, so if they join the support room,
What you think?
That's funny, man. Yo, what is up, boys, and welcome back to yet another ARMA Free Life video. I know just a month and a half ago I made this video saying why I don't play ARMA Free Life servers anymore. If you missed it, the TLDR is there is no ARMA Free Life servers which are popular. But the one which I'm going to be showing you guys today, no, this is not a sponsored video. It looks kind of cool, and we've been developing it for I think about 2 months or so now. It does a lot of things unique to ARMA Free Life servers. It has a really good map. I know a lot of people who watch my channel purely for ARMA Free Life have left at this point and really don't care anymore, but I still miss ARMA Free Life to a certain extent. I doubt I'll ever go back to primarily only making ARMA Free Life content. That wouldn't make any sense. But like I said, the server looks unique, and it would just be nice to play ARMA Free Life again on a new map with a bunch of new features. The server name is ARMA-Life. I'll have a bunch of gameplay in the background now, while I'll be explaining some of the systems, but hopefully through this video you should maybe become slightly interested, and if you want to check it out, there'll be a link in the description. And I think the server is launching on, I might be wrong on this one, the 23rd of November, which is actually, yeah, it's in 2 days. I'm pretty sure it is on the 23rd of November. So if you want to download it and all that stuff, I'll leave links in the description below to that. Like I said already, this isn't a sponsored video. I'm sure some people will be skeptical and think I'm accepting stuff behind the scenes, but no, it's simply I just want a popular ARMA server to play on, which is why I'm promoting it for free. And if I was being paid, then I wouldn't have any reason not to say, hey, I am. But a few things which some people might be concerned for is obviously they are using numerous different mods, but the server is not monetized, so for mod usage, that isn't an issue since we aren't monetizing it through anything other than donations on the website. I'm sure you guys have recognized some members of this community, made on being Repent, who obviously ran Slice in Life with me, and the main issue which we ran into at the later stages of that, since we were doing so many different servers at one given time, I think we had like 3 or maybe 4 servers up at one time, is money became an issue, and because we couldn't monetize it, then the server eventually shut down. This one does accept donations, but other than that, on the website, there's nothing else, so that's all good to go. And the map, although we don't really see it too much in this video, it is Metropolis, made by PKE and a few other members of the ARMA Spanish community, who very kindly actually gave us full permission to use this map a while ago. It's a really, really good map, and it's nice to finally see it on an English server. Believe it or not, it's literally not been on a single English server, at least in this form. Anyway, the first thing which has been shown off in this video, which is pretty cool, is I'm not sure about which houses you can and can't rob. And keep in mind, this could be a complete shit show on launch, but at least the features here look very promising, and there is a lot of people, as you could see in the screenshot earlier, who are just waiting in TeamSpeak for release. But the first feature is essentially you can go and rob random houses and get loot from them, and the police will be alerted to this. This means that obviously the police have got more things to do. Often when you're logged on as a policeman, you don't really have anything to do on other servers. Occasionally there's a bank job, occasionally there's a Federal Reserve robbery, both of which I think are prominent on the server. Yeah, they are definitely. But you'll now have some house robberies to respond to, which is pretty cool. And those will give you randomized loot, which you can then sell to the guy, which you could see Repents right there, selling it to you on the map. The video clips in the background try to show you guys as much new stuff as possible, but obviously there's kind of too much stuff to show, but all the normal ARMA Free features you'll be used to will still be there. There's a few other small details you see later on as well, such as when you use your radio you can physically see someone, actually touch their ear. When you use your phone, there's physically a phone in your hand. And this thing right here is a really cool boat, which was also added in by the Spanish community, which is, I don't know, it's a boat you can walk on, physically interact with, maybe have some kind of hostage situation here, shoot out from it, or whatever else. And it's just a really cool big boat which you can actually physically drive around the map, which I was kind of surprised to see this. Normally you have to either have one or the other. A big boat, which is really fun to drive, or a smallish boat which you can physically interact with. But this one has both. It's not perfect because it sways a bit, but it's good. In terms of assets, you'll see many, many buildings, bridges, boats, everything really which was custom made for this map, which is why I love this map so much. It does kind of run like shit, I'm not gonna lie and tell you guys it runs like a dream, but I'd rather have this than an ugly-ass guacamole version of Lakeside. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. There's some assets which you'll recognize from servers earlier on, which were probably simplified versions of this map, or even earlier on versions of Metropolis map by PKE and co. This right here shows off the bank, which I'm sure you guys will recognize. This thing does have custom vents in it, or not custom vents, but it does have vents in it which you can actually physically go through. If you guys haven't seen my videos I've made ages ago on Metropolis, or an old Metropolis mod, I also fucked around in these, so those are pretty fun. I don't know if there's any specific new things with a bank, but still, it's a bank job and it's a pretty nice building. I'd say it is one of the better buildings out there. This right here is the Federal Reserve, which also features a building which I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't have seen before. Along with it has the lamp on the rock, which you can actually physically interact with. I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but it's cool that it will be used, I guess, by cops to potentially show where the enemies are if it is nighttime. But you can see our building on the right there. You'll see Repents go in a second. Repents did provide these videos, by the way, although some of my videos will be later on. Yeah, you go inside that building and there will be the actual Federal Reserve building inside there. Along with that, you will see some other things in the map. It really is impossible to show off this map in its entirety in one video, but there's so many like cave systems, just new buildings, and loads of lovely stuff, which, yeah, I just don't have time to show in one video. But you can take my word for it, the map is really one of the big things carrying this, I'd say. But you can see this second floor right here. It does have some cover, but not too much, and you will be able to rob that thing right there for a big payload. And also, I think this does contribute to some kind of skills system where you can actually complete a quest by doing a Federal Reserve as well. The core gameplay is quite different to any ARMA Free Life server I've seen before. Essentially, I don't know the ins and outs of it, so if I'm wrong on any of these things, then I'm sorry. But you guys will know many ARMA servers in the past allow you to make gangs. But the cool thing about this is when you make a gang, you get two choices. You can either become a member of a cartel or the Mafia. I'm pretty sure those are the two choices. I don't know the advantages to each of those factions, but there is advantages. Essentially, once you choose that, you're not immediately in those factions. You must complete a list of requirements, which then allow you to join those factions and actually have the perks of those factions. So not only is that something which you need to obviously progress to, which progression in a game like this is always good, but also once you are, or your gang qualifies as a Mafia gang, if there's another Mafia gang on the server, then they can take over the Mafia area and take those advantages away from you. So that will obviously cause a bit of contest. And also in the northwest area of the map, there's this lawless area which has checkpoints, which you can obviously barricade with physical barricades, such as the ones the police have. You can pick those up and stuff like that. But yeah, the whole idea of a lawless area, maybe it's been done on other servers before, but I've never really seen it on a custom ARMA Free server. I'll show you guys a bit more later on the map. This also is something which is not really new per se, but it's something which I haven't again seen on an ARMA Free modded server. I think this loot drop right here might be a bit better than normal, but there will be these, you can see right there in the top left, 15 to 25 minutes via KOS, and they allow people to simply contest over something, which could be some really, really good loot. This right here, I believe, is the Mafia area, which you take over. If not, it's something to do with Mafia, because Repents has labeled this video as Mafia .mp4, so it has something to do with Mafia, I can only imagine, but I don't really know what. Either way, you can see the things which I was talking about before, where you can see uncompleted and completed, so if you do X, Y, and Z, then you will progress your gang to eventually become a member of Mafia or Cartel. I'm not gonna lie, I think this feature is gonna be pretty buggy when it does come out, but for the time being, hey, it's pretty cool. So you can see right there in the top right, it says your gang is completed armed detainment. So like I said, we do have multiple elements of progress with the skill tree and also the gang progression to eventually have those better perks. Again, like I said, this could completely suck on launch, but I've got my fingers crossed and I'm hoping that maybe the effort they've put in will pay off. There's even small custom things like the main menu being custom, so when you load in you'll see this little cinematic kind of thing. It's nothing special, but you can just watch NPCs drive around and eventually become into the cops, and then you shoot the cops. And also on the top left you'll see you can press play ARMA Life, and then you just press play server 1, so that way you don't need another IP, you literally just click on it and then click join server, and it allows you to join it just really easily. Once you're in, there's a custom menu right there with the cops, civs, and medics, which is easier than the normal ARMA one, I guess, and it's different at least. Other than that, there's really nothing else I can think of off the top of my head which is new, although like I said, there is plenty more. The main one being the map, which I do show you guys a bit more of right now. Before I did wrap up the video though, I did want to show you the animations with the phone, the animations with TFR, where you put your hand on your ear. Earlier you would have seen Repents take someone hostage as well, and then you can not only point the gun at the person's head and shoot them that way, but you can also point the gun forwards if you do want to shoot forwards as well. So, TLDR is pretty much, it's an ARMA Free Life server, but with some new stuff in it. So, if you want those good old times with the gunfights, then you can come back and maybe it'll suck or maybe it won't. We'll see. But that's the great thing about ARMA. As much as I hate it, it still has some unique things which makes it better than other roleplay mods out there, which is why I always come back to it. Or not always come back to it. Why I've played it for so many years, and why I still kind of want to come back to it. We'll see what happens. I really don't know. But it sucks that ARMA definitely did die, and really there's no content creators that play it, but it's still just better than GTA in some ways. Not in every way, don't get me wrong, but there's just more players on a very big map with more modding, which to me is really, really exciting. And I still honestly believe that the full potential of Arma for Your Life was never achieved to its fullest. You will see in this section right here also the lawless zone with the checkpoints around the map. Don't know exactly how that works, but whatever. And also, if this isn't for you, and you do want to still play Arma for Your Life, but you just don't want to play this piece of shit, or you hate Repents, hate that guy, Dusty Roads is coming out, I believe, by the end of the year, which is essentially Arma for Your Life, but Red Dead Redemption kind of thing, Wild West Life. So if you want that, then you can check out that too. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and all good stuff as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.